This week on Strong Arm Sports Podcast.
I can't.
You sound like a hype beast. Sound like a hype beast.
I'm not a hype beast.
Sound like. You saying if they was Jordans, you would cop.
I tweet you the picture like, Spade, what's up with these? You like, yo, they 5'5". I'm like, ka-ching. Like, you paying Chris Paul $200 million?
I think so, bro. I'm all in. Put me there.
Wow.
We supposed to be the losers, but we winning though. They used to laugh at us, now we winning though. They used to tell
What's going on, folks? Welcome to a brand new, exciting episode of Strong Arm Sports Podcast, the realest sport podcast in all the land.
True.
For all the people who watching on YouTube, y'all looking at my background, you already know this is not an ordinary setup. Your boy is not even in the state. I'm on the road, but we still got a duty to bring you guys the best sport podcast in all the land. This happens to be the first time you guys are watching or listening. I'm on the half of the show. I go by the name of KSpadeTheProspect.
And I'm your boy, LeParis57, and together we form Strong Arm Sports. Spade!
Yes.
Let me change that. On the road, Spade!
Yes, sir. Yes.
Let me change that. Listen, man, we still got a great show for these guys today, Spade. I want to hey, look, we ain't going to prolong it. My man on the road, you seeing all in his background, you seeing all in my background. Ain't no need to prolong it, Spade. I want to kick it off with the NBA playoffs. A lot of things happened this week we got to touch on. You ready for that?
Let's do it. Let's get on it.
First and foremost, Spade, I want to talk about the Cavs. The Cavs went out there, they played the Raptors again, and they swept the Raptors today, ended that series. That's a good thing for LeBron and them. They get
Who called that,
at
bro?
least. We
called
really
that?
did. I mean, that's what we do on this show. That's what we do. That's what we do.
That in 1,000.
Hey, Spade,
Yeah.
but the word on the street is LeBron and them can at least get 6 days rest, at least, which is all, that's great for LeBron,
Yeah.
running the East. Spade, first of all, we ain't got to spend a lot of time on the Cavs and the Raptors series, but, I mean, anything you want to touch on that series? On that front?
Nah, I mean, we already knew before this season even started, nobody in the East could put a chink in the armor of the Cavs, and nobody in the West can put a chink in the armor of the Warriors. At the current point that we're recording this show, those are the only two teams in the NBA playoffs with no losses. And nobody figured it would go any differently. Everybody knew it would be just like this. This is the lack of parity that we all knew and complained about before the season even started.
Yep. Like, I echo that exactly. I don't think we got to spend a lot of time on, Spade, before the season even started, we said Cavs Warriors in the finals. That's what we said.
Yep.
I mean, before the season even started, we did our predictions on this show. We said it don't matter because Cavs and the Warriors will be in the finals. And so far, it looked like that we on track to be 100% correct on that front. But Spade, the Boston-Washington series, got to talk about that a little bit. Washington notched that up 2-2. They lost 2 on the road in Boston. They went home and did what they supposed to do, and they tied the series up 2-2. What do we think about that series? Now, I know earlier in the week, Spade, before you go, earlier in the week, we was on Bradley Beal kind of tough. If anybody follow us on Twitter, we was on Bradley Beal tough. Bradley Beal went out there and laid an egg, man. I mean, it was John Wall and that about it. But some other things happened. Kelly Oubre got into it with Kelly Olynyk. And I mean, we was very vocal on that. So before I go, Spade, tell me your thoughts on this Boston-Washington series. The way it's looking, Spade, it looked like it may go 7. You think it could go 7?
No, I don't think so. I think if you are a Wizards fan or if you're a member of the Wizards, you are extremely disappointed in the fact that this series is 2-2. I mean, the Wizards have had control of every single game thus far in this series. This series technically could be over 4-0 right now.
Yep.
I mean, you look at what the Wizards did in Game 1, you could really make the argument that they should have won that game. You look at what they did in Game 2, they should have won that game. And then they came back in Game 3, and at the start of it, it looked just like Games 1 and 2 where they came out the gate hot. What they did in Game 3 that I liked so much was they changed the way they defended Isaiah Thomas. And you and I was watching that game together, and we was upset at the fact that not only they did attack him better on the defensive end, but they didn't attack like they should have on the offensive end. Anytime Isaiah would be on John Wall, they would set a pick. Why y'all picking him off? Go at Isaiah, make him expend as much energy on the defensive end as possible, and then you face him up with that same tough defense that you gave him in Game 3, which is kind of what they did in Game 4. And they evened this series up at 2 games apiece. I said before the series even started, I felt like it would be Wiz in 5. So, I mean, I'm shocked to see right now that the Wizards didn't take care of business in games 1 and 2. They proved that they could get the win without Oubre, and at this point, I don't see them looking back. I expect them to close the series out.
I said Wiz in 6, Spade, and I think they go.
Look like you on par.
I think they go to Boston, and I think they get that dub, and then I think they come home and, like you said, the first 2 games they were up big. I'm like, in control. It's over. They were in control, and whatever happened, Wiz whizzed it up, and Boston came back and got them 2 home victories. But if they keep Spade, 1 point in the game tonight, it was a 26-0 run, and I mean, it was one of the best runs I ever seen in basketball. Like John Wall was really a wizard with the basketball tonight, man. And John Wall, Markieff Morris, them boys was playing ball out there, man. And the way they defending Isaiah Thomas now, Spade, it's really making a difference. I mean, Isaiah going to get his, but once the lead gets so big, I mean, they got to start exchanging 3s for 2s, and if them others, we always talk about the others. If the others aren't knocking down shots and they doubling Isaiah, it could be a problem for Boston. I still got the Wizards winning this series in 6. We'll see what happens, but so far it's been whoever at home won the game. So it's going back to Boston. Maybe I don't know. It smells like it's going 7. I want the Wizards to win in 6. Babe, before we move on, I want to get your thoughts on the Kelly Oubre on that little incident. We was in the party watching that joint, and we was like, hold up, wait a minute, what's going on? It looked like Olynyk kind of elbowed him in the face twice on 2 consecutive
them
picks.
screens was hot.
I seen a lot of people saying, I don't know why he mad at Olynyk. He should be mad at Mahimi. Mahimi's supposed to call out picks. I don't know. Maybe I missed something. I couldn't hear whether or not Mahimi yelled out pick left or pick right on any of those times, because these players aren't mic'd up. So how do we know that he didn't yell it out? That still don't mean lead with your forearms and shove a person in their head, especially Olynyk. And I know people is like, oh well, Olynyk just play rough. He coming in, he's a scrapper. Yeah,
that's the word.
Yeah, he's a scrapper and he want to scrap, and that's how he play. But this the same dude that pulled Kevin Love arm out the socket a few years ago. He pulled on Robin Lopez. Yeah, man. Tried to pull Robin Lopez arm out the socket in the previous series. Spade, give me your thoughts on Oubre, Olynyk.
Yeah,
Kelly versus Kelly.
It's crazy that everybody was watching that game and everybody saw something different. We kept watching it. I felt like the screen was high, and whether or not, I don't even get how Mahimi gets pulled into this. Whether or not he say pick left, pick right, whether he say anything, don't change the fact that the screen was high. The first time the screen was a little bit high, I think Oubre kind of washed that one off, kind of turned the other cheek, so to speak. You get another pick from the same guy, and they both seem pretty high. Yeah, at that point, you kind of want to do something about it. I hate that he reacted in the way that he did, because he could have cost his team. And it turns out they took care of business without him. But after he got up to his feet and he charged Olynyk saw him coming, he braced for it, and you better believe he flopped. Like, he didn't get knocked down like that. He flopped down. He did a great job of selling it. And, I mean, if you look at the value of Kelly Oubre to his team and Kelly Olynyk to his team, I think Oubre is a little more valuable to his team. So it was definitely risky for him to do that. But I get it, though. We always talk about the back in our day NBA and the emotion and the physicality. That's what we like it. And I'm glad he did it. I liked it. Especially considering it didn't cost his team. Spade,
I got something else to talk about that happened. I know another game happened since then. But Spade, Isaiah Thomas had some words about Kelly Oubre. Like, I guess he know who to try. Like, I guess he know who to do that to.
Yeah, Isaiah got to chill, bro.
Like, he got to chill. I want to get your thoughts. What did that mean?
Don't make me hate on Isaiah, bro.
I don't want to make you hate on Isaiah, but when you heard Isaiah say that, what did he mean? What do you think he meant by that?
I mean, I believe the little fella think he a tough guy. I mean, he's tough in terms of he's endured a lot, and you know what I'm saying? He plays with that chip on his shoulder and he continues to fight. I get that, but come on, bro. If this man... Don't make me hate on. I like Isaiah, and you and I off camera, we've talked about the fact that this season, Isaiah been popping, bro. I get it. I get it. Like, you the low man, you got that Napoleon complex, and you continue to shut up the naysayers. You missed the fourth quarter. You on the phone with Kobe. I get it. If I was you, I would have that same swagger. yeah, man, I would have that same swagger if I was him. But as a fan of the game, like, not a fan of either one of these teams, I could care less who win. But sitting on the outside looking in, man, I'm like, man, Isaiah be popping, bro. Like, I don't know what done got into Isaiah. He pops a lot. Even during the game, if you watch the game, he'll make a play and stand on the opposition. He be popping off. And I'm like, who is this little dude think he is, bro? Like, he swear he tough.
Spade, with that being said, game 4 happened tonight. They went on a 26-0 run. Wizards got that dub. And I think it's been a scrappy series, man. I'm interested to see when Oubre come back. Is maybe this will light that little fire under Oubre. He's still a young player.
Tonight. I think it lit the Wizards fire tonight.
I agree. So I
42 point quarter.
Woo. I mean, they meant business tonight. They got to keep this up though, if they want to win this series, because it ain't going to be easy going to Boston, especially if you got to go to Boston twice. It ain't going to be easy going there, especially if you got to go there twice to get those dubs. So they gotta keep this momentum if they expect to win. Spade, moving on. Well, got to spend a lot of time on this series. Either Golden State, Utah. It's a 3-0 series right now. Spade, give me your thoughts. I mean, I think Utah best chance to win was the previous game, Game 3. At home, emotion was flying. They kind of fought. They held Golden State under their point per game average, and I was like, they got a shot. George Hill looked like George Hill looks like he may be on par to play. We don't know yet for Game 4. He didn't play Game 3. Spade, talk to me about this series. We don't got to take a lot of time, like I said.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to get swept. But Utah did something this last game that I think was huge. And I don't think enough people saw it or caught on to it or even talked about it. But they not only played well on the court, but they tried something different. They brought a more physical approach to the game. You saw Rudy Gobert and Kevin Durant kind of get into it. It was some pushing and shoving, some jarring back and forth. You also saw a big-time tech to Draymond Green, which seemed to light a fire into the crowd and really help push, Utah. They definitely trying to show that, hey, you guys might be the best team over here. You might be the bully, but we're not afraid, and we're not going to let you push us around. Now, they still going to get pushed around. But the fact that they went out there and tried to fight back, I like what they tried to do, and they tried to steal one at home. I'm with you. Like, that one right there is the one that I feel like you got to win, and they had it right there in their hand, and they couldn't close it out. It's a matter of time, bro. They get the broom. They getting the Swiffer.
I think Utah, if they can keep that core together, I think Utah could be a good up-and-coming team. That a perennial playoff team. It's going to be tough to beat Golden State out west. It's just going to be tough.
I don't know, bro.
What you mean?
I don't know. I mean, because if you look at one of the big X factors for that team this year has been Joe Johnson, and he ain't getting no younger.
That's true. But I mean the core as far as Gobert, Hayward, maybe sign Ronnie Hood. A lot of rumors
that Hayward could be out of there. Like,
we're going to touch on that later. We're going to touch on that later.
Okay.
We're going to touch on that later. But I'm just saying, I think they want. If they was able to keep the nucleus together, I think they could be a good up-and-coming team. Like I said, it's going to be tough, especially if Golden State keep that four together with Curry, Clay, Durant, and Draymond. It's just going to be tough to beat them.
Yep.
Anyway, for like the next couple of years, if they keep that together. But I like Utah. Like you said, Utah showed that they had at least some fight, that they wasn't just going to lay down. And you know what? They made some adjustments. They said, you know what? This isn't a series for Favors. And they played Favors a little bit, but I think he only got like 10 minutes. And they played Boris Diaw more. A bigger body, a dude that can facilitate, pass the ball, knock down the three. Different type of, he can stretch the, play around the perimeter a little bit more. And they made some adjustments, and they still wasn't good enough. Like I said, we have Golden State going all the way to the finals, no matter who they play. We don't got to spend a lot of time on that. I do like what Utah is building over there in Utah if they're able to keep it together. Spade, moving on to this last series. I know you still want to be here. This your boy James Harden.
Right.
This the Houston Rockets versus San Antonio Spurs. If I'm not mistaken, that game is going on right now. Let me tell you the score real quick, Spade. 65-57 in the third. And the Spurs have a 2-1 lead in that series. Spade, talk to me about.
Wait, you didn't say who was up. You gave me the score, but who up?
Rockets up. Rockets
okay.
up. Yeah,
okay.
65-57. Rockets up.
I mean, this series is exactly what I said it was going to be. It just depends on which James Harden shows up. If you look at Game 1, James Harden didn't have to do much because the threes was falling, and they was falling from everybody. Trevor Ariza, who I give a hard time for missing wide open threes, was scoring like crazy. Ryan Anderson was scoring like crazy. You got a great push from Pat Bev. You didn't even have to get much from James Harden in that series. Game 2, they came out, and I got to give the Spurs their credit. Something they doing against James Harden is pretty phenomenal. Now, James has this thing where when you reach out and try to find him on the defensive end, he hooked that arm and he goes into a shot. You can see the Spurs defending Harden with their hands like this. Like, they're going to give you a whole lot of chest, but they ain't giving you no hands because they know that's what he wants. That's what he looks for. And I haven't seen the numbers, but I'm willing to bet in games 2 and 3, you probably saw James Harden at the charity stripe fewer times than you saw him in the entire OKC series. Now, James is going to have to look to be aggressive. You ain't going to be able to get the trips to the charity stripe through them reaching in. So attack, attack, attack. And I don't mean attack, get to the basket and whip it back over your head. Go up, go to the cup. In that last game, I believe that was game 3 that they lost. I think for the first time, you saw like nothing from Lou Williams. You got nothing from Lou Williams, and you got no baskets made from Ryan Anderson, who I think finished with 2 points that he got at the charity stripe. You got 43 from James. Now, that wasn't a great James Harden game, but he definitely brought his, and nobody else showed up. So, moving forward, they're going to have to get regular season James, and you're going to have to get these guys to show up. You're going to have to, because that system over there is waiting on you to make a mistake, and when you do, they're going to make you pay. That's why they're up in that series currently.
You ain't lying. I think Houston going to tie this series up tonight. We have to wait and see. It's still a lot of game left, but one thing, I mean, Spade, we get in parties and we watch these games together and we talk about these games. And James Harden, people were saying, you know, Kawhi on James. James Harden was getting to the basket anytime he wanted to. And for some reason, he would try to throw the lob to Capella, even when it wasn't there. He'd just throw it up there like, Capella, go get it. He'll, like, fling it back over his shoulder to one of the shooters and their brick. But he was at the cup. All he had to do was either take a shot or just shoot it at the basket. It probably was going to be a foul. For whatever reason, Spade, you've been saying it ever since the playoffs started. James Harden has the playoff yips. Once he gets to the playoff, James Harden, I don't know where his focus and his mind be, but James Harden is not the same player. Even with the 43 he had in Game 3, Spade, it was an ugly 43. It
was. It don't look like he's playing instinctively. It looked like he's thinking too much.
Yeah.
Just play.
Just play ball. Spade, now I know we be hard on LaMarcus Aldridge, Spade. LaMarcus Aldridge responded in Game 3, but prior to that, LaMarcus Aldridge stink. Like, he stinks. Do we think it's time for the Spurs to move on from LA?
I don't think
it was tough for LA in the playoffs last year too.
Yeah, I don't think it's time to move on, because what can they get for him that's better? You know what I'm saying? That's on the market. But I think it's time to stop saying that it's a 1-2 punch Kawhi LA. Like right now it's Kawhi in the system. Like he just LA and Powell and the rest of these guys, they just part of the system. I said before this series, you really got Kawhi and a bunch of washed up has-beens. And that might be a little harsh, but I mean, LA been proving me right. Like, he go out there, he's usually one of the best post bigs out there. That game hasn't been there for him. He's too slow on the defensive end. They tried to run him and David Lee out there. That lineup was terrible. So, I don't know, man.
Not to mention Tony Parker went down with a season-ending injury.
Which made him look better, though, because Patty Mills is definitely a more aggressive offensive player. I think you lose some of the leadership, but you definitely gain scoring with Patty.
But let me ask you, Spade. Last question, and then we can move on.
Okay.
Is this it for Tony Parker? Like, should he retire?
I think so. Tony's been in the league, what, 15 seasons?
Forever.
Man. Father time undefeated. You older, no knock on him, because I like TP. But the older you get, the tougher it is to rehab, to get back from those types of injuries. And it was a non-contact injury, man. Like, it looked bad. He took a shot, he jumped, he landed awkwardly, he went down. I could instantly tell something was wrong. And it's not like a sprained ankle or something like that. Like, this is something that's going to take a while to get back from. And even if he comes back, you got to wonder how that's going to impact his game, which was already declining anyway. I would much rather just remember the TP that was,
winning championships.
That cool assassin. Yeah, I don't want to see him be a shell of himself. I think it might be time to hang it up.
I agree. It's, you know, usually it depends on the injury whether I think a player should come back or not. Like when Kobe got that Achilles at that age, I was like, ugh.
Me too.
You know,
I was like, well,
you know, if it's like an ACL at this age, you like, ugh. Tony Parker tore a quad. I think it was a quad, Spade.
And what is he, 33?
Spade, I don't, maybe 34. I don't know, Spade, but they said that it's like the quad ripped away from the bone, my dude. That's goodness terrible. Gracious.
Yeah,
Woo!
man, hang him up.
I think,
hang him up, TP.
Man, Tony, it may be time, Tony Parker, to just be like, you know what, it's been fun, San Antonio.
Been a hell of a ride.
Yeah, I gotta move on to the next phase of my career, and you know, I mean, you don't want to go, you never want to go out like that. But Tony Parker, you don't have nothing to prove. You are a Hall of Famer in my eyes. It just sucked that you went out like that. But Spade, if I'm not mistaken, we still had. I think you picked San Antonio to win this series, right?
Yeah, well, I kind of did that right defense thing. I said San Antonio in 7 unless we get regular season James. If we get regular season James, I like Houston in 6. So I kind of gave you an either or there. I cheated.
It's typical, Spade. I think I said San Antonio in 7, and I think I'm gonna stick with that. I'm gonna stick with that. But we can move on, Spade. That's been the NBA playoffs. I think we covered pretty much everything. Did I miss anything, Spade?
I mean, it's one thing that you left out that I kind of wanted you to speak on. You talked about the fact that Toronto got up out of there. It was a statement made after the bone bristles got cleaned up. You want to talk on that?
Yeah, let's go there.
Tell them what you heard.
So listen, man. Not only did DeRozan said this. DeRozan said, "Oh, if we had LeBron James on our team, we would have won that series. We would have won that series." I'm sorry, but it's just funny.
I mean, he right, but that's stupid.
But I mean, he's just throwing shade at all his teammates. He's throwing shade at all his teammates. You don't have LeBron. Why even bring it up?
I think that's praise to LeBron. I think he's saying, man, we're a better team than them. They just got LeBron. Like, LeBron just made that trash team better than us. I think that's what he's trying to say. It's a known fact. It don't need to be said.
Not only did DeRozan say that, Kyle Lowry said he got to take.
I want to hear.
He got to think long and hard about taking his talents to the West Coast. I said when I seen
to the Western Conference.
To the Western Conference. When I seen Mark Stein say that Kyle Lowry said this, I said, yo. So LeBron just running all these folks, you know, he's running these guys out of the East. They don't want to play LeBron. This is one of the reasons why people say Kevin Durant didn't go to Miami, because he don't want to face LeBron. Like they don't want to face LeBron.
They still won't face him. They just won't face him in the finals.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a consolation prize for these guys or what. What I don't get from Kyle Lowry, you say you thinking about taking your talents to the Western Conference. Unless you thinking about coming off the bench for Golden State. It's a bully over there in the West, just like it's a bully in the East. I don't care where you go. It's Cavs and Warriors for at least the next 2 or 3 seasons. It's Cavs and Warriors, bro. You might as well stay where you at. You might as well stay up there and eat poutine. A poutine.
Let me ask you. Is there any place Kyle Lowry can go and make them at least be able to compete with the Warriors? Not winning. Compete.
No. I'm
agreeing.
I mean, you can't even say Utah. You just say you like what Utah is building. But I hate to say it, but as spotty as hit and miss as Kyle Lowry has been in the postseason, I don't know that he helps Utah. I don't
that was going to be my response. In the regular season, Kyle Lowry will help any team but the problem is the playoffs. In the playoffs, Kyle Lowry disappeared. I said Kyle Lowry should really be ashamed of himself the way he left his team out there to battle without him these last 2 games.
And he got the nerve to say he thinking about dipping. They probably thinking about kicking you off.
Spade, he said attempting to play on Friday. I think they played Friday. He said attempting to play on Friday hurt his ankle even more, which was the reason he couldn't play game 4.
He ruled himself out. Yeah.
Yeah, like he just was like, yo, I'm out.
You hurt,
like,
you hurt.
Come on, man. Like, to me, Spade, it's something about Kyle Lowry. Like, he either scared of LeBron. I don't know. But for him to come out right after the game they lost and say he got to think long and hard about going to the Western Conference, you know, because he's about to be a free agent, that's whack to me, man. And if I'm Toronto, I don't want this guy back, especially after saying that. This dude don't want to play.
I wish somebody would have asked him where. Now, Kyle, Stop, Kyle.
Maybe the
Because
Rockets.
if you think it's gonna get any easier out there, you got life twisted. You got the easiest road right now. Yeah. Anyway, let's move forward, bro.
Let's
you
get
good?
it, man.
All right. How is it in 2017 there are still professional athletes getting their social media accounts hacked? In case you guys didn't hear, man, Kristaps Porzingis had a tweet that had the entire world thinking this man was about to be out of New York. Now, we all know New York just had a very dysfunctional season. Kristaps been getting a lot of people throwing microphones in his face saying, "You want to stay in New York?" Like, it ended in a weird way. If you guys remember, Kristaps didn't go to that season-ending meeting or whatever you want to call it, like the debriefing or whatever before the offseason. He's kind of been weird with his words. He said that he loves New York, but he also wants to win. So everybody was kind of like, those two things ain't going together. New York and winning ain't going together. So he had a tweet that said LA Clippers that had some smiling faces, and everybody was like, Kristaps is on the way to LA. Well, an agent or somebody, a representative from his camp came out and said his account was hacked. Prepares two questions. One, do you really believe he was hacked? And for two, do you think, in your own professional opinion, you think this guy's going to continue to be a Knickerbocker?
No, he will not be. Especially, but let me ask you, is Phil Jackson still there? Didn't they just refill up?
Oh, Phil said he ain't going nowhere. Going nowhere.
So I think soon as Kristaps can be on the first flight out of New York and pick the team he want to go to, he is out. Especially as long as Phil Jackson is there. Do I think his account was hacked? Absolutely not. He even tweeted today. He tweeted, "I don't even use that emoji," and tweeted a list of his most frequent emojis that he used, which is funny to me because most NBA players have like 2-3 phones. You know what I mean? Right. They got more than one phone. So Kristaps took a screenshot and tweeted his most frequent emojis, and that emoji wasn't there. That's his way of proving. I mean, I like it, but Kristaps cool as ice. Like, he cool as ice.
I like that.
That's his way of proving that he was hacked, because he don't use that emoji. Kristaps a funny dude,
CSI.
Man.
I like that one.
Yeah, he's a funny
I'm on his side.
I definitely don't think his account was hacked. I'm gonna tell you what, Spade. If the Knicks are even thinking about trading Kristaps for Blake, they're stupid. They're stupid. Ain't no way I'm trading Kristaps for Blake. No way. I'm not doing that.
If you think Blake and Melo gonna roll together,
yeah, I mean, Spade. Are they talking about trading Kristaps with Melo for maybe like DeAndre Jordan and Blake?
Who knows? Time will tell.
I mean,
like now, even if they had a deal on the table, they kind of got to pull it because you know
who, the Knicks or Knicks and Clippers.
I mean, somebody. I don't know, somebody, because with it being possibly leaked like this, and then the whole credibility of it being shot down, I don't know. If it comes out, if you do that trade,
you the Knicks, you trading Kristaps?
No, hell no, hell no. Hell no.
I'm not. Like, Kristaps is about to be miserable because I'm not trading him.
I'm not trading. You know, all you can do is keep trying to bully Melo until he get up out of there. That's your best bet. Kristaps the future. Do
Kristaps make the Clippers better?
I think so.
Than what they have.
A 7'3" big that can shoot threes, that can protect the rim, that can run the floor. Like, it ain't many teams he don't make better. Yes, he makes them better, bro. Do he make them good enough to beat Golden State? Probably not.
Absolutely not. Absolutely
Probably not. But he makes them better.
What I'm thinking is, that's what was about to be my next question. Is
that makes him better than Blake, bro.
Would you want Kristaps over Blake right now, Spade? Right now?
Yes. He's younger. He's got more upside.
I agree.
Yes, absolutely.
I agree, man. Especially when Blake wanting to shoot threes the way he's shooting threes. Give me the better three-point shooter.
Floor. He can't even stay on the floor.
I agree. And you know what? It's going to be some Clipper fans probably listening to this, and they probably going to be mad. But give me Kristaps right now over Blake Griffin right now. Give me Kristaps.
They ain't going to be mad. They know what's up.
They're going to be mad, Spade. I think they love Blake out there. Ready to move on?
Yeah, bro.
Spade. Now, since we talked a little bit about Golden State, but our boy Draymond, and we like Draymond as a player, I think, right? We like Draymond, right? I like Draymond. You like Draymond, right? As a player.
I tried to.
All right, Draymond said earlier in the week that he doesn't want to be compared to Charles Barkley. He said, I think the reporter asked him something like, how do you like being compared to Charles Barkley? He said he don't like it. He's not Charles Barkley. He want to be Draymond Green. And I don't have no problem with that. Wanting to be Draymond Green, you want to be your own man. I get it. You don't want to be compared to nobody. But Spade, I don't like how these now NBA players throw a lot of shade at guys like a Charles Barkley or a Patrick Ewing or a, you hate Karl Malone, but a Karl Malone, because these guys didn't win rings. Like, you know, it's kind of, you know, Shaq and get at Charles Barkley and say that, well, you can't talk to me and, you know, you ain't got a ring or something like that. But I think they just be jiving. Charles Barkley, I mean, Shaquille O'Neal, no, Charles Barkley was an animal when he played. And I don't even know if Draymond is old enough to have seen real Charles Barkley. And when I say real Charles Barkley, I'm talking MVP Charles Barkley in Phoenix, mound round and rebound in Philly. He might have seen older Charles Barkley with the Rockets, who was still hooping, by the way. But I think he had a back problem late. But I just don't think they respect these older guys with the stuff they be saying. But Draymond said he don't want to be compared to Charles Barkley. How do you feel about that, bro?
I don't think it's a respect thing at all. If you listen to exactly what Draymond said, he talked himself in a circle. He said, I didn't grow up being a fan of Charles Barkley. And when I got older, I knew he was an undersized forward, so I went and watched this game to see what I could add to mine. But no, he ain't no inspiration for me. So, I mean, he basically sit there and said he's not an inspiration for me, but after I learned what he did, I went back and studied this game. So that's like giving respect. The whole reason why they kind of hate on Charles Barkley is because Charles Barkley hates on the Warriors every chance he gets. He doesn't like the small ball stuff that they do. He don't like the fact that Kevin Durant went out there. He hates on Kevin Durant. He hates on that offense. And as a result, the entire Golden State Warrior team hates Charles Barkley. But let's not get it twisted. Chuck in his prime would dust Draymond. It wouldn't even be close. He would drag Draymond. And trust me, I saw Chuck in his prime. He would drag Dre. It ain't even close.
Spade, we talked about this off camera, and I said, I think it was some shade. I think it was some shade, and it could be. It might not be because they don't respect Barkley. It could be, like you said, because Charles Barkley talk about them. He don't like the small, really he don't like all that 3-point shoot. And yeah, so we don't like him. He don't like us. We don't like him. That could be the reason.
And I get it.
That could be the reason. But we talked about this off camera, Spade, and I said Charles Barkley was the best player on all his teams. Maybe not later with the Rockets, and maybe not his first year with the Sixers. But other than that, Charles Barkley was the best player on all his teams. Spade, I asked the question to you. I'm going to ask it to our loyal supporters, our watchers, in both on YouTube and in podcast land, audio podcast land. I got to ask them, would Draymond be the best player on any team in the NBA right now? If you move Draymond anywhere in the NBA right now, would he be the best player on any team? I got to ask you, Spade.
My answer is no. And I know somebody going to jump in this comment section and
be like the Sixers or something like that.
I'm going to tell you what they're going to say. Draymond, this is what Draymond fans or Warrior fans like to say. Draymond can guard the 1 through the 5. He can shoot the 3. He can handle the rock. That's true. That's true. That's true. What you have to make sure not to discount is how well people look in good systems with other great players. When you only have to take 9 shots a game, it's easy to knock down the 3 when you wide open because they looking at Steph, or they looking at Clay, or they looking at KD. And yeah, he does. He's a great defender. And I even think he can shoot the 3 ball pretty good. But if you put him in an offense where the scoring had to come through him, the defense had to come through him, I don't know what team you put him on where he offensively can go out there and carry that squad night in and night out. I don't know what team you put him on that he's the best player in the league, best player on that team. I don't know.
I remember a game last year when I think Steph Curry was out and it was on Clay and Draymond, and they went out there and got that work. And I mean, it looked pretty bad. It looked pretty bad. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it's just a simple question. I know Charles Barkley. I don't like people really throwing shade at Charles Barkley and they didn't see. Like, you know, a lot of people be like, well, Michael Jordan, and then you talking about Wizards Michael Jordan. That's not Michael Jordan. That's like Michael Jordan weighed like 250, 60 pounds then. Like that's not Michael Jordan. If you ain't see these players in their prime, you can't really appreciate, you know, what they did. Yeah, Michael Jordan stopped a lot of people from winning rings, not just a handful, a lot of people. But Charles Barkley was the best player on all his teams, and won an MVP.
And that Phoenix Sun team had a chance to dethrone Michael Jordan. They had a chance, bro.
He won
Charles
MVP,
Barkley, Kevin
bro.
Johnson, Thunder Dan Marley. That team had a chance.
Do we see Draymond ever winning an MVP? Ever being? Nah, man. Like
I don't know. And I don't want to.
Draymond won't win an MVP, man.
Let me say this though. I don't want it to sound like I'm saying Dre isn't a good player. I'm hating Dre because I'm not. But I just, to me, I think Chuck is in the top 3 best power forwards in NBA history.
This is why I think it's shade.
No shade
like
Dre.
when they saying if somebody compare you to a legend, how I get you want to be your own man, but you could just be like, yo, it's flattering, but I want to be Draymond Green. I want to make my own legacy.
And that's probably what would have been said if they didn't have that history. Like, the history is the reason why he reacted that way. Notice, y'all, Charles Barkley was listed at 6'6". They say he was closer to 6'4". Just think about, in today's NBA, a 6'4" power forward who consistently led the league in rebounding and dunks. Not dunk attempts, dunks. Like, if you think about it, the dunk category is always led by, like, 7-footers. I think DeAndre Jordan might have led the last year or something like that. A 6'4" power forward just got any rebound he wanted and dunked on whoever. It's crazy, man. He was special. He was special.
And again, like I said, I like Draymond. I think Draymond Green is a great player.
I think he's a great player, but he pales in comparison to Chuck.
Yeah, man, because Charles Barkley was the best player on all his teams, man. We can move on, Spade. I can't wait to see what the supporters say about would Draymond play. Please answer that. Would Draymond Green be the best player on any team in the NBA today? Answer that.
I'll be checking the comment section. I know you coming through. You're a Warrior fan. Let's move forward, man. This next topic. Let me sit up in my chair, man.
Yeah, man. It was a hot topic.
My homie LeVar Ball is back in the news again. Man, I feel like we saying that a lot, bro. Don't we say that a lot? LeVar is back in the news, man.
His damn son ain't even in the NBA yet.
The last time we did this show, we talked about the fact that maybe LeVar hurt his son's chances of getting a shoe deal. Well, since the last time we saw you guys, LeVar said, "Well, ain't no shoe deal. We got it." They released the images of the Zotus, which, first of all, let me say, I think that's a terrible name. I think they basing it off of his college jersey number, and they don't know where he's going to be drafted, and they don't know what jersey number he's going to have. Now, I know the speculation is that he's going to be a Laker, and there's nobody rocking number 2 for the Lakers, so I don't know. Maybe they know something I don't know. But I think the Zotus is a terrible name because most people, like LePere said, will come back with this. Where was the ones? Where's the Zo ones? Why did we start with 2? Because most people think it's a second edition or whatnot. The shoe isn't terrible looking. Although when it was released, my timeline was filled with people saying the shoe was ugly. You would have to pay them to wear it. The shoe's not ugly. The shoe actually looks a lot like an older Kobe Bryant shoe. The issue is the price tag, folks. The price tag on the shoe is $495. $495, $500 is the price. I'm going to get into whether or not I think it's a good or bad idea. Before I do, I want to say this. LeVar had a tweet that rubbed me the wrong way. LeVar said the shoe costs $495. If you can't afford a $495 shoe, you're not a big baller and you don't need to wear a big baller brand. That's not smart business. You don't want to alienate potential buyers or consumers. Even if they can't afford it, like I can't afford Gucci. But Gucci got one time to be like, look here, KSpade, if you can't afford my stuff, then you too broke. That's terrible. You want the people who can't afford your stuff to wish they could afford your stuff to get it. You don't want to make them feel like crap, or you don't want to make them feel bad because they can't afford it. But I'm jumping around. The last thing I want to say is when asked why he came up with the price point, he said because he feels like that's what the shoe is worth. He says higher quality than other basketball shoes, and it is supposed to be a nice luxury shoe. Now, there are luxury items out there that people pay lots of money for. LeParis, how do you feel about this shoe? about the name of the shoe, the price of the shoe, and the design of the shoe. I just hit you with rapid fire. I want answers on all of it.
I'm out on the shoe. I'm out on the name of the shoe. I'm out on the name of the shoe. I'm out on the price tag of the shoe.
Wow.
I'm out on LeVar Ball, bro. I'm out. You know what? I'm not a big baller. You want to know why, Spade? Because I can't afford that shoe. 2, I got a big baller mortgage, and I can't afford to put. I can't afford to put $500. I'm not Spade. You know me, and let me tell you something about me, man. I'm from Jersey. In Jersey, the culture is totally different. Now, I'm not saying it's not people in Jersey that's not sneakerheads, but in Jersey, we rock boots all year round. We do. It's just a fact.
Which is just sad. It's sad.
I mean, Spade, regardless how you feel, we rock boots, we rock Timbs, whether it's Timbs, Gore-Tex, we rock them joints, ACGs, we rock them all year round, Spade. That's what we do. Spade, when I see a sneaker I like, what do? Do I tweet you? Do I send you the shoe like, Spade, what's up with this shoe? Do I do
this
that?
This man would text me like, Spade, what is this shoe? I kind of like this.
Is this an
L
what I do.
What? Yeah.
I'm not a sneakerhead like that. So when I seen this and I seen $500, I'm like, holy cow! What is going on? Let me tell you something, Spade. I get what he's doing, and I mean, people did the math and was like, if he sell this amount of shoes, he about to make $100 million. They done did the math. And some of them, some of these other athletes and guys in the media and other sneaker dudes that that review shoes, they went out there and copped a couple of pair. It wasn't no refunds. It wasn't none of that. Like LeVar, they got. Listen, man. Listen. I'm out. Spade. $500 with no refunds. But Spade, I'm just out on this. I'm out on the shenanigans, and I get it, man. I get it. Whether it's good publicity, bad publicity, it's all publicity. He put this thing out there. He got free marketing and promotion for free because it went viral. It went viral. So I get it. I just don't like the way LeVar go about his business, and especially when he said, Spade, I even hit you up like, no, Spade, I called you and I said, Spade, I know LeVar didn't say this. I said, I know LeVar didn't say this. You said, yes, he did, bro. I didn't even have to tell you what he said. You already knew. When he said, if you can't afford him, you're not a big baller. I said, I'm out, man. I'm out. And I hope his son be everything he say he is in the league. I'm not wishing this kid to be no bum or nothing. People cruel on the internet. So they was like, I hope because he not with one of the main three, he wear this shoe and he get people are just cruel. I'm not wishing none of that on this kid. I hope he everything LeVar want him to be and everything he want to be. But I'm out on that shoe, that price tag, and LeVar Ball, man. I'm out.
I can't be out on LeVar. I got one foot out the door though, LeVar. You making it it's tough. It's tough. I'm gonna tell you something though. I don't like the pricing. The tweet was terrible. Terrible PR, terrible marketing. But as much as this guy continues to do wrong, I can see the glass half full. This guy was the #1 trending topic on Twitter for 3 days after the release of this shoe.
So was Joe Budden. So was Joe Budden.
And yeah. So never mind. You just wash that point down the drain.
I'm just saying.
I'm out on the shoe.
Sometimes being the #1 trending topic ain't always good. Now, unless you one of those, which is kind of what Joe Budden and LeVar Ball are. They good publicity, bad publicity is still publicity guys. They one of those guys.
They got it from the Cowboys. That's what y'all do.
I mean, that don't mean I agree with it, Spade. Like I got on the Cowboy hat right now. When I tell people all the time, people always be like, "You gotta like what your team do. You gotta like." Nah, I don't gotta like it. I don't gotta like it. I don't.
I'm out on the shoe.
Okay. I'm about to say you kind of. Spade, let me ask you. Let me ask you. SAS took off. We always do these hypotheticals. SAS take off with the great support from our great fans, Spade, and we get a deal with, I don't know, one of these major media outlets, and SAS is on. We on TV. We still got our audio podcast. We getting all this advertising money. Spade, you copying some big baller brands? That name is horrible, by the way. That name BBB is horrible. It sounds like a porno.
They're Zotus.
It sounds like a porno.
First of all, it's Zotus. And I'm not.
The brand is BBB. The brand sound like a porno flick.
Bro, get your mind out the gutter. To me, it sounds like Big Baller Brand. That's what it sounds like to me. So I don't.
Okay, say BBB.
Get your mind
say
BBB. I'm out on the shoe. I'm actually not out on the design of the shoe. I mean, it ain't for me, but I'm not out. I don't think the shoe looks bad at all. I think the color scheme, the black and the gold, I think it looks pretty good. The little, kind of fake snake print or whatever, I think it's dope. I think a fair price for that shoe was about $125, $130 at the max.
Ask them.
Ask them what?
Ask them, are they copping the shoes? Ask them.
Ask who?
Our supporters.
I already know the answer. Nobody copping them for $500. The slides look. Did you see the slides? Are you out on the slides?
Yeah, they $220. I'm out. $220. When I can get some slides for $40 or $50.
Okay, what's a fair price? What would they have to be priced at for you to cop the slides?
$40 or $50.
So $50 you copping?
Yeah, I mean, Spade, I don't know if I'm copping Big Baller Brand, but I'm saying like at least at 50. At least at $50, I could be.
I need a commitment.
No, I can't give you a commitment because Spade, if they buy some Jordans, I'm copping the Jordans.
Bro, they look better. I got some Jordan slides. Those look better than my Jordan slides.
Spade,
don't let the name deter you from my fly design. $50, I need to know that you commit on the Zoe 2 slides.
I don't know.
Wow.
I can't.
You sound like a hype beast. Sound like a hype beast.
I'm not a hype beast.
Like. You saying if they was Jordans, you would cop.
I tweet you the picture like, Spade, what's up with these? You'll be like, yo, they 5.5. I'm like, ka-ching. Like, I'm cashing out. I'm cashing out. Look, Spade, them joints $220. You know I can do it. $220.
The price is terrible. Right now, I'm trying to get you to buy in and commit on the design of the slide.
Spade, it's tough to see the design behind that price tag.
No, it's not. You making it difficult, bro.
It is. What? No, I'm not. I don't look at
LeVar.
Gucci. I don't look at Gucci shit. You know why? Because I can't afford it.
$79, LeVar. $79. I'm in on the slides.
I get some Adidas for like $35, $40.
I mean, I'm a big baller, I guess. What else we got, bro? Let's get off these big baller because
you ain't copping that retail.
What else we got? I'm trying to help the boy out.
I want to take it to the NFL because some notable things happened during the NFL. Not the draft, but some notable things happened this past week in the NFL. That it was things that make you say, like what the hell is going on here? Spade, I want to start off with, you know what? I'm not going to start there. I'm going to start in New York. I'm going to talk about the Jets. Guys didn't know the New York Jets did not pick up the 5th-year option on Calvin Pryor. The guy who I call Little Ronnie Lott. Man probably ruined me. It kind of ruined me because I call him Little Ronnie Lott because of how I use this guy, man. He's a assassin in Madden, but not so much in the NFL. The Jets went out there, drafted 2 safeties. After they drafted Adams in the 1st round, Calvin Pryor sent out a tweet like, "Let's do work, bro." And then they came right back with another pick and drafted another safety. Right. And Calvin Pryor looks like he's the odd man out after this year. They didn't pick up the 5th-year option. Safety. Say it again?
He didn't tweet that second safety.
Oh, no.
After the first safety, he sent a tweet. After the second safety, he texted his agent like, "Hey, man, the hell going on up here, bro?"
And it looks like Calvin Pryor is the odd man. Now, Spade, how do we feel about Calvin Pryor?
I mean, the writing was on the wall. We saw this coming after the draft picks. You
called that.
It's pretty obvious. But the good thing is Calvin Pryor's still young, and the Jets, for what it's worth, they've been a dysfunctional franchise. That don't necessarily mean that Calvin's career is over. This might be a blessing in disguise. This kid could land somewhere in a better situation. Can you imagine him? Now, I know this team is legit. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing them out there. And, I'm going somewhere who already got a hard-nosed defense. And it's probably anchored by their free safety, Harrison Smith. Can you imagine this guy in a Vikings uni? That's scary. That's scary. So there's some possibilities for him. Man, he's young, man. What is he, 25, 26 maybe? He Gucci. Yeah. He'll be all right.
I mean, like you said, blessing in disguise. He should want to lead the Jets.
Get out of there, bro.
Yeah, for real.
Get out of there.
Another guy didn't get his 5th-year option picked up, and that's Sammy Watkins. Now, this don't see what people is getting confused with, this doesn't mean that they don't have him this year. This is the last year. They didn't pick up the year after this year. Currently, these guys are on the team this year.
Right.
But next year, these guys are going to be free agents. Spade, Sammy Watkins, the Bills decline. They said they are expecting a healthy, good year from Sammy this year. Spade, if you Sammy, are you out?
Yeah, he's out. They're out. I mean, you got to say this to the fan base. But if they was expecting what they say they're expecting, they would have picked up that option. Sammy Watkins is a talent. Nobody denies that. Sammy Watkins cannot stay on the field. Nobody denies that. So that's going to be Sammy's issue. And honestly, man, if he don't find something, he need to get him some herbal tea or something. I don't know. He got to find him something. His career really could come to an end because receivers, and I'm not saying all of them are Sammy Watkins skill level because they're not, but receivers are coming a dime a dozen. And if you can't stay on the field, man, that's going to hurt you. The best ability is availability. We know that.
And I mean, I love Sammy, but like you said, he can't stay on the field. He better get a hyperbolic chamber or something. But like you said, receivers are a dime a dozen. They getting bigger. They getting faster. Like, I mean, these guys coming in the league, they 6'3", they running 4.4s. I mean, you can
got tight ends running sub 4.5s, which is crazy.
Man. So you can definitely be replaced. Like Sammy got to get in a hyperbolic or something. But I still think Sammy's another one of those guys. But he gotta be able to stay on the field. These knick-knack injuries, nobody's gonna pay you, the money you want if you can't stay on the field. Spade, the head scratcher out of all these teams that declined the 5th-year option was the Vikings. The Vikings declined to pick up Teddy Bridgewater 5th-year option. Spade, before you go, when I read this, I read the comments, and sometimes it's not good to get in those comments.
Yeah, that's the worst thing you can do.
I seen people calling Teddy Bridgewater trash and saying he stunk anyway. I seen some. I mean, let me say, it was 80-20 people calling Teddy B trash and he's a waste of a roster spot. It was that. It was 20% like, oh my gosh, we giving the keys to Sam Bradford. This is what we doing. Right. Spade. I definitely don't like how the Vikings are treating Teddy Bridgewater unless they know like this injury is like career ending or something. That's what I was about to say. But we've seen people come back from a knee injury before. I don't like how the Vikings is treating Teddy B. Give me your thoughts.
Yeah, the only logical explanation is this injury, bro. Like they knew the injury was so catastrophic that it was a chance that he would miss last season and this season as well. I felt like the Sam Bradford move was temporary, but they seem to love it. They think it could possibly be permanent, which is comical to me. The thing that bothered me, I'm not surprised that they're not going to pick up his option. I was more surprised at the Viking fan base and the things they had to say about Teddy Bridgewater. This guy led them to the playoffs and did more than enough for those guys to win. Those of you who don't remember why the Vikings got eliminated from the playoffs need to go look it up. It wasn't Teddy Bridgewater. It wasn't Teddy. So the fact that the Vikings fans have already turned their back on Bridgewater, who had only been in the league 2 years, man. So I don't know how quick they wanted this dude to turn the corner and be like this superstar, but it's indicative of what I've always said, which is that the fairness balance still isn't there at the quarterback position. Just look at the two names we're talking about. How many failures have Sam Bradford had who's still being given chances, whereas you got Teddy Bridgewater, you got people saying he trash anyway.
After knee injury. Listen, man. If I'm a Minnesota Viking fan, I'm upset, but I'm glad I'm a Cowboy fan. Spade, we can move on.
All right, let's talk about funny things. You thought that blindsided you. You didn't see that move coming with Teddy Bridgewater at all. I'm not going to say I saw it coming, but when I heard it, I instantly thought about the injury. So since that caught you off guard, this should probably catch you off guard because it caught me off guard. Next segment, man, we want to talk about another ex-NFL quarterback that just got a job being on TV. And no, I'm not talking Tony Romo. I'm talking about a guy with a whole lot less charisma. I'm talking ex-Chicago Bear quarterback. Look, I can't even get this segment with a straight face. I'm laughing over here. Ex-Chicago Bear quarterback Jay Cutler takes a job with Fox as a color commentator. That's funny to me because the color commentator, he gotta have some personality, and I ain't seen any of that in Jay Cutler since he been in the league. Now, if they want to say he was gonna be a guy that could break down plays like at halftime or something, cool. He ain't gotta have no personality. He can say, and this guy right here, he took a pose and he cut. He can do that. Color commentary? I don't know, man. Fox just giving out. Fox, y'all need to hit us up, bro. Y'all just hiring anybody, man. Holler at us. That don't catch you off guard, bro? Jay Cutler?
Hold up, Spade. I'm typing. I don't know if y'all can hear that, but I'm typing. You know what I'm doing? I'm sending my damn resume. Because if they want to give out jobs like that, I need to send my damn resume off. I'm sending my damn resume. Bro. Spade, what in the hell is going on? Jay Cutler got a... Spade, the only time I ever heard Jay Cutler speak was when he signed that big deal with Chicago. This Jay Cutler got a color commentary job? Come on, man. This can't be real, bro.
And you know what's funny?
This can't be real.
He said he didn't retire. He said he's not going to say he's retired. He's in between. Like right now, there ain't really a demand for him. Everybody thought that the Texans would want him. You know what they say about him to get on my nerves? I think he went to Vanderbilt, right?
Yeah.
Did he go to Vandy?
Yeah.
Everybody keeps saying, Jay Cutler's a smart guy. He's a very educated guy. Everybody always says, I don't know what that means. I don't know how it translates to either of these jobs. But everybody said Houston is probably going to want this guy. Even if they think Deshaun is the future, they don't think that Savage can necessarily lead them there. They're going to want a veteran quarterback like a Romo or a Cutler. Nah, I don't think they want either one of them. I don't think they want either one of them. And Jay Cutler says he is not retired. So if he get that phone call, he gonna leave Fox in the wing, and they know it, and they still gonna give him a job.
What better place would you want to land than? I mean, Houston went in the playoffs with trash at quarterback. Like, what other place could be better than that? I mean, you're not going to the Patriots. You're not going to Green Bay.
It ain't that he ain't got the interest. They ain't got it in him. Houston ain't reach out.
Man, listen, I'm not a fan of Jay Cutler. You know, they kill me with this too. Oh, he have all the tools to be he can make all the throws. Man, get Jay Cutler out of here. It's going to suck to have Jay Cutler on my TV on Sundays now. But you know what? Your boy watch NFL Red Zone anyway, so I only have to get him a couple of times anyway. Listen, man. Fox. I'm sending SAS resume. Please. Check the tape. Check the damn tape.
And for all that he got the tools, people... You know, I could go by Napa right now and get all the tools to rebuild your motor. But if I ain't got the knowledge up here, I'm just going to be clicking on shit and twisting and banging on stuff. Your car ain't going to start, fam. You can have all the tools in the world, but if you don't know what to do with it, you ain't going to get the job done. What else we got, bro?
Get Jay Cutler off my TV, please. Please. And out my NFL. Please.
You're going to love that guy.
Listen,
the most charisma he ever showed wasn't even him talking. It was a picture of him with his naked ass out. That's the most charisma he's ever shown, and he wasn't even talking.
Word. I can't believe it. Jay Cutler done got a damn job. Fox, holler at us. Somebody, give us a job.
We got you.
Spade, listen, homie. You know me. I always come up with these segments. I'm always thinking, how can we get the fans? How can we get our supporters involved? How can we make it fun? I know we talk and we argue and we have fun, but a lot of people say, yeah, you guys got a lot of charisma, and I like to get our supporters involved, Space. So I came up with this segment. No, it's not it or ain't it. It's another segment. It's another segment.
Space Spotlight.
No, not that. It's another segment called You Paying? You Paying? Question mark. Okay. Spade, put it over here. You Paying? Question mark. Put it right there. Listen.
All right.
Spade, I got a list of names. in the NBA. Now, we know with the new CBA, the new TV money, it's going to be a lot of guys in the NBA getting broke all the way off. And when I say broke off, I'm talking 200 mil, 210 mil, 213 mil maybe. And notable guys we know, like a LeBron James or a KD or Steph Curry, those guys ain't on the list. We know those guys can get whatever they want. Whatever they decide they want, they're going to get.
Absolutely.
Those guys are not on this list. Spade, I got a list of 5 names I want to throw at you. Tell me, are you paying?
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Spade, you paying Kyle Lowry?
Oh, hell no. Hell no.
You paying
no.
Kyle Lowry $200 million, Spade? It's speculation out there that Kyle Lowry's getting $200 million in free agency.
Nah,
I don't think I'm not paying Kyle Lowry $200 million, especially if you can't get past LeBron.
Bro, let me say this. The sad thing is, if you asked me this question a month or two ago, my answer might be yes. But this is the second time he's no-showed in the postseason. Absolutely not. He's killing his value with the performances that he given and lack thereof. Nah.
Which may be the reason that he sat out the last 2 games of that series. He don't want his money to go, like the stock market. Like it's, listen, man. Ladies and gentlemen, I need your answer. Are y'all paying Kyle Lowry $200 million? Like, y'all giving Kyle Lowry a max contract in this upcoming year? Let me know in the comment section down below. I got another name for you, Spade. Spade, okay. You put out a gameplay today. You called him the Great White Hope. Gordon Hayward. You paying Gordon Hayward $200 million, Spade? You paying? You paying?
Oh, see, this one's tougher. I think Gordon that dude. I think you got to. I think you got to.
You Boston. You give him $200 million. You Boston.
Yeah, I think so.
I think I'm paying Gordon Hayward too, Spade.
I was finna say, don't make me feel bad.
Even if I'm Utah, even if I'm Utah, I'm paying Gordon Hayward $200.
If you're Utah, you definitely got to. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I need to know, you paying Gordon Hayward $200 million? Let me know in the comment section down below. Spade, this one right here might rub a lot of people the wrong way. This guy been in the news as of late. They putting up a lot of memes saying this guy has never ever been to the Western Conference.
I'm paying.
Who?
LeVar Ball?
No. Hell no.
Okay, I fall back.
No, you just said you wasn't paying for the shoes. I should have put that shit up here. You paying $500 for them shoes? No. That's what I should have put up here. But Spade, this dude have been in the news saying he never made it. His teams are the only teams that never ever made it to the Western Conference, and that is Chris Paul. Spade, you paying Chris Paul $200 million?
I think so, bro. I'm all in. Put me there.
Wow.
Because I know I sound like an enabler, but it don't seem like it's ever his fault, bro.
I want you to be my GM, champ. I want you to be my GM.
So CP3 can't get that bread from you? So if you the Clippers GM, you're gonna let Chris Paul walk before you pay him. Not if you another team. If you the Clippers GM, bro.
I think I'm signing and trading, bro.
No way. No, you not.
I think I'm signing and trading.
No, you not.
I think Spade, that it's not working out there. I think it's time to blow that up. I think I sign and trade Chris Paul.
Nah. So no way. Nah. I'm paying. If I'm the Clippers,
I don't think I'm paying Chris Paul $200 million, Spade.
Okay.
And I love Chris Paul. But I don't think I'm paying him. I don't think I'm paying him.
Wow.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, talk me into paying him. You paying Chris Paul $200 million? You giving Chris Paul a max contract because that's what it's going to take the Clippers to keep Chris Paul $200 million. Spade, let me throw another name out there. It's another name not on the list. Blake Griffin. You paying? Blake Griffin $200 million?
Nope. Now see, notice the ones that I know I'm not paying on, how quick I arrived to this answer. No way. No way. Now that's who I ain't keeping in my rebuilding. I agree the Clippers need to do some moving. They need to rebuild. But you need that general. You need that leader. And I don't know who you can get that's going to be better than CP3 at the one. I'm keeping CP3.
That's a good point. I'm not playing Blake. Spade, I've been banging the cat on Blake all year. I got a problem with Blake. I got a problem with the way he's changing his game. He's becoming this stretch four. I got a problem with Blake. I'm not paying Blake. But ladies and gentlemen, are you paying Blake Griffin $200 million? Spade, I got another name. Let's take it. Okay. Let's take it to the. I guess this is the Midwest. Let's take it to Indiana. You paying Paul George $200 million?
See, for me, it's easier for me to answer these questions if I'm taking am I the GM of the team that he's currently on? Like, I got a choice of whether or not I want to keep him or not. That's the question.
I mean, you can flip it how you want to flip it. I'm just talking about what you see from Paul George. You watch a lot of basketball. You paying Paul George $200 million and knowing he cannot get past LeBron James.
I think you have to, because even though you know you don't have enough to beat the Cavs, you still got to put a good product on the floor night in and night out to entertain the fans.
Was Indiana a good product this year, Spade? They was fighting for an 8th seed, 7th seed.
They got in at like 7, 6.
I know. Upside down too, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. And you're right. And we both thought that team would be way better. But that second leg of the season, they started to put something together. And if you remove PG-13 from that I think I'm paid.
Larry Bird, which we didn't even talk on this show, Larry Bird done stepped down as basketball operations guy.
They done stressed Larry out.
They done stressed Larry out so damn bad. Larry probably got blood pressure all high. I don't know if I'm playing PG-13, Spade.
Not only did he step down, I think he left the office in a damn NASCAR. He got in a NASCAR and got the hell on. Like his regular car wouldn't get him out of there fast enough. He got in a NASCAR, an Indy car, matter of fact, and got the hell on. Yeah, the only way I'm not paying PG is if it's going to interfere with my ability to pay Miles Turner, because Miles is the younger guy. You got to go with him. But if I'm the Lakers, I'm paying Paul George $200 million. If I'm Indiana, I want to say no. I don't think you can spend that amount of money. What's the difference, bro? Adding him to the Lakers roster ain't gonna make them better than Golden State. They still ain't going to no Larry.
He makes the Lakers better, man. Right now,
he make whoever better. He make the Pacers better. You take him off that team, the Pacers are better.
They just fought for the damn 7th, 8th seed in the East.
If you take him off that team, they fighting for lottery.
Well, I'd rather be in the lottery, get one of these young dudes. Get one of these young dudes.
Ain't nobody coming into the league that's Paul George right now. None of them dudes is PG.
Okay.
I'm paying.
Spade paying everybody. Spade paying everybody.
I ain't paying everybody. I ain't paying Blake and Kyle Lowry.
Might as well have paid him.
Nah.
I mean, you ain't paying Kyle. I guarantee you, Spade, if the Raptors didn't have DeRozan, you paying Kyle Lowry. Because you'll be like, we got to put a good product out there.
Oh, but that's an if I don't have to deal with, because they got DeRozan.
Okay. Let me ask you this one.
And I don't want Kyle Lowry.
Let me ask you
this. On the flip side, I think I can draft Kyle Lowry's replacement. I ain't sure right now with what's coming out now. I don't think you got PG-13 replacement in there. I don't think so.
But it was rumors out there that Boston was about to give up some picks for Paul George. That if you get some picks, I mean, you free up not having to pay $30-something million a year, $200 million. Maybe you can get some. Maybe you can sign somebody in free agency. Now, I don't know who that is. Maybe you can sign a nice young player, or we don't know
So you gonna not give PG the $200 million so you can give it to Hayward?
Maybe. Spade. I mean,
I can't wait to hear what everybody else got to say about this one.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good for the comments. Spade, I got one more name.
It's a pretty good one. I like this. Okay.
I got one more name. If you want to add anybody, let me know. But I got one more name. And this guy's in a free agent this year. He's a free agent in 2018. But Spade, answer your boy. And it don't have to be with the current team he's with. But it could be any team. I mean, I'm doing it. Are you paying? You paying Boogie Cousins $200 million? Boogie Cousins.
Oh man,
I'm paying him. Attitude and all. Come here, Boogie. Come to Chi-Town. I'll give you $200 million.
I don't know. Like I can't answer that unless I know the team.
You're not paying Boogie though.
Wait. That's not what I said. I have to know I gotta know the situation, because
it don't
matter his talent if it ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying?
Let's start with the Pelicans. Because he's gonna be able to sign for like $200 million with the Pelicans.
Yeah.
So
hell yeah, I'm paying. Absolutely. I'm paying.
Yeah. Sign and trade with the Heat. Your team.
Yeah, I'm still paying. Because you know what? I think the coach and I here, Pat, gonna call him into the office, blow some of that cigarette smoke in his eyeball. He gonna say, kid, let me tell you something. This ain't Sacramento. They'll find you floating in a creek somewhere. I'm just playing, Pat. I know you don't be saying that. I don't want to get Pat in no trouble. Yeah, but Pat, yeah, I'm paying.
Knicks.
Nah, I'm not paying. It's not gonna work. That team is already dysfunctional.
If you're the Knicks, you're not paying.
It ain't gonna work.
Mil?
It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
Wow.
It don't matter how talented he is. It's not going to work. That's a waste of money.
LA. They just
Lakers?
gave Miles Guys $72 million. LA.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe they just gave Miles Guys $72 million.
I wouldn't have done that either. Just because they made one dumb move don't mean they need to keep making them.
This ain't a dumb move. That's Boogie giving you 28 and 10 at least. Miles Guys getting $72 million and don't even play.
Maybe. I said
and
maybe.
Don't even play.
Probably.
You know what?
Probably.
This may be a segment we have to bring back, Spade. We got to see how the reception
Next
is.
time you got to give me these names up front so I can study. You kind of threw me some. I wasn't ready.
Boogie. I'm paying Boogie. Paul George, I'm 50-50 on, man. I'm leaning towards not paying Paul George. I'm 50-50 on Chris Paul. I'm leaning towards not paying Chris Paul. Gordon Hayward, I'm all in on Kyle Lowry. I'm not giving him.
You all in on Gordon Hayward and 50-50 on Paul George. Just play that back for yourself.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and wrap up, bro.
Let's go ahead.
Let's wrap it up. Last segment of the show, man. We call this segment the Strong Arm Performer of the Week. This thing is the Heisman of podcasts. It's dazzled and bedazzled and bejeweled and all that stuff. And we give this award away twice a week to 2 athletes, male or female, who raise his or her level to ensure that their team got the victory. Prepare you on the hot seat. Who's your Strong Arm Performer of the Week and why?
I'm going to give it to a guy, if I'm not mistaken, has never been a strong arm performer. Oh, Lord. I mean, NBA ain't start yet. You seen the commercial? Have you seen the commercial of them NBA players saying, we love the WNBA. We learned a lot for these girls.
It was a chick in Canada that just dunked. Why she can't get it for you?
Who watched Canada basketball? Toronto don't even watch Canada basketball. You seen the game today?
I saw it on sports. All right, go ahead.
I'm giving it to a guy that have never, if I'm not mistaken, has never been on Strong Arm Performer. Been a Strong Arm Performer the week before, and that's none other than Bojan Bogdanovic. I can't even say his name. In Game 3 of the series against the Celtics, he had 19 points, 10 rebounds in a 116-89 win over the Celtics in Game 3. Kelly Oubre got ejected. Bojan Bogdanovic stepped up. We call him Boggs. He stepped up and made big shot at the big shot at the big shot. He was hooping, and for that reason, Bogdanovic, you are my Strong Arm Performer of the Week. Boggs! If I know Spade, he gonna give it to James Harden, because if I'm not mistaken, that game just ended. And he either gonna give it to James Harden or he gonna give it to LeVar Ball.
Now, I'm gonna give it to somebody I've never given it to. I don't know that this person has ever won a Strong Arm Performer of the Week award.
Okay.
Let's go over to the Washington-Boston series, where we knew the Wiz had to make a statement. They had to bounce back, and bounce back they did. You spoke on the fact they had a 26-0 run, which is insane, and it was spearheaded by that point guard, John Wall. But John Wall didn't really have a great game, folks. John Wall shot 8 of 25. He had 7 turnovers. So when your star player is pushing and he fighting so hard to get a dub and things ain't necessarily going his way, we talk about this all the time on the show. It's about the others. And he finally got that. He got that performance from his partner in crime, who he once upon a time said they was the best backcourt in the NBA. I'm talking about Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal was efficient. 37 minutes played, my man shot 11 of 16. He shot 3 of 6 from beyond the arc. He was the high scorer for the game with 29 points. And a plus 18 out there on the floor. Bradley Beal for saving John Wall, who really couldn't hit the mark today. You are my Strong Arm Performer of the Week. Where was you in Game 2, Bradley? Where was you?
Who knows? He was MIA.
Still looking for him in Game 2. But that was big. Man. They needed that from him.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to get Bradley Beal going. It's been a great show, man. Covered a lot of topics, a couple of heated topics. You guys gotta let us know if you like the new segment. You paying? Let me know in the comment section down below. Also, let us know. Are you paying these guys that we named? Put some guys in the comment section and ask us, are we paying? Put it in the comment section. I can't wait till the NFL start because I want to know if Spade paying Andrew Luck. Don't answer, Spade. Don't answer. You hate Andrew Luck. God. I need to know. I need to know if you paying
Andrew anybody, bro. I love
you. You hate Andrew Luck. Listen, man. As usual, I want to thank you guys for tuning in, watching Strong Arm Sports. If you guys are new here, hit the subscribe button. It takes 2 seconds. If you're a regular here, hit the like button. We appreciate you guys' continued support. If you don't want to see 2 guys Arguing in the Box. We got audio podcasts everywhere. SoundCloud, ऊPodOmatic, iTunes. We everywhere. Spade, you got anything else to add?
Nah, man.
We want to thank you guys for your continued support. We cannot do this without y'all. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below on every topic that we talked about today. And we'll see you guys next episode. We out. Peace.